Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Make it happen. Yeah, it's another tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use the keyboard shortcut key method to access different type of files in the FL Studio. Meanwhile, like the mixer, the channel rack plugins, and how you can use the key shortcuts to save your project or to export your project or to go to the directory like the project info, the interface setting directory. So without much talking, let's go straight forward to the main purpose of this tutorial. And the tutorial mainly based for beginner producer using FL Studio. So for experienced producer, you're so welcome. Then I would likely glad to have your thoughts as well on the comment section and so on. If you like the content, please subscribe. If you like, then let's go together. So let's go straight forward to the FL Studio. After open the FL Studio like this, then the first thing to do, like if you want to access the saved file or you want to open a project, the first keyboard shortcut method is command plus O. You see the file is coming like this. Then this will enable you to go to your directory, you save your project, then click them, then click open and open them like this. For me, like I have my Studio Pro like this. Then you click this, you open it, then it will straightly open. So this is how you can access your file. Then the other method key is how you can save your files, your project, like you have worked on your project in the FL Studio, you want to save it using the keyboard shortcut method instead of coming here like clicking save, all those kind of stuffs. You can just do command plus S. It will take you to the directory file where you would like to save your project. So like for me, mainly my project saved in this basement. So that's how you can use the key shortcut method to save a file. Then let's say you have edited some presets or some creation among your project, then you wanted to save that file specially for, from the previous one you have saved. So the the command key shortcut for that is the command N. This will enable you to save a new version of the previous version you have saved. Mainly like you have worked on the project and you have saved it. Then you think like editing some creation like preset or certain pattern. Then you want to save that new edition as in for to be special from the previous one you have saved. So you can compare the two methods to see the differences of your arrangement. So like you can just say command N. This will enable you to save the same project in a as in a new version of the of itself, not like rewriting the previous one you have saved. This will enable the command N. So it's like save as. It's like you have saved a project file before, then you wanted to save it. When you click the save as, it will actually save another version of that same project. But it's going to be different because the other one you have saved, you edit it, and that will going to give a different result. So that's what the command N stands for. Then we also have the shift command S. This works same as the command N to save a new version of the project. Shift command S, it is a save as, and the shift command N, it is also work as a save as to save a new version of the project. So like shift command S, they will save the same project in a new form of versions, which it will not rewrite the previous project you have saved in the same directory. So that's how it works. So that's how it works. Like the shift command S and command N work in a similar way. So just have it in mind, guys. Okay, now let's say you want to export your project. Like you have created your bit or you have work in your FS Studio like this, right? Now the method is command R. When you use command R, this will open the export with directory dialog file to save and export your project. For example, like this, command R. As you see, it has bring this dialog and it has already select automatically the WAV file, as you can see here, Microsoft WAV file. So then you can just go to your directory where you want to save this particular project, then rename it here. After rename it, you can press enter or you click save, then it will save like this. It will give you this dialog automatically. The WAV file as selected in the FS Studio dialog. You can just press here to start, then it will start export your project into WAV files. So this is what command R stands for. Also, let's say you want to export your MIDI file. The MIDI file, it is the piano note, like here, this kind of note. You want to export them. Then the method is shift command M. Shift command M. It will give you the same dialog where you can rename the project and go to the directory where you want to save the files. Then click save. As you see, it already selects MIDI. But mostly, sometimes the exporting happen mostly in WAV and MP3. Mostly, unless if you want to do something with the MIDI, then or you want another producer to access your MIDIs, then maybe you can do MIDI exporting files like this. Okay, then when you click start, it will automatically start the exporting. Then note that like any one of these shortcut method you apply to access this particular FS Studio dialog file to export, you can still make a final decision to select the type of file you want to export. Like let's say you have opened this MIDI file now Then you also want to export mp3, you can select the mp3 as well. Then you click the export, both of them will export at the same time. A MIDI file will execute it, then mp3 file will execute it. Then same goes for the wave. If you want to export both at the same time, three of them, all of them will still export. So this is why FL Studio is so good, man. The design is so unique, and the function of it's clearly easy to understood. So you can apply. You can just select the type of file you want to export, then you export it. So it doesn't mean like you have open a dialog file for mp3, which is the shift command R, then you think like maybe you cannot export wave. No, you can switch to wave as well. So you see, so let's say you say shift command R for mp3. As you see, it is mp3. Now let's say you want to first you think to export this mp3. Now you go to the dialog like this. You can still switch to wave if you want to export wave, not wave mp3. Just unselect it, then you select wave, then you still export. So both method goes for the same. So any method you apply to access the dialog, you can still switch to the type of file you want to export. Okay guys, so that's it. Let's go further. Now let's say you want to export the mp3 file as well. Then it is also work a similar way. So you can just do the same like shift command R. This will open the same dialog directory to save your files like this. Command shift command R. This will shift command R. This will enable you to the mp3 file just like the wave file to export them. So now it has select the mp3 file like this. So you can just click save, then immediately as you see, you can see the mp3 file here. Then you just click start to start exporting the project you wanted to export. So this is how you can use the short key method to access different type of file in the FL Studio. So as you see, my FL Studio is in blank. I don't open any project because I wanted to focus on the main purpose of the tutorial. Now let's say you want to rearrange your pattern using the key method for the FL Studio, like the pattern in the panel picker here. Like you want to make pattern 1 to be pattern 2, you want to make pattern 2 become pattern 4, then you want to push pattern 4 here. You want to arrange them. This sometimes happen like you create patterns, like maybe you create kicks in pattern 5, but normally want them to be in pattern 1 or maybe 2. Then you create piano presets, melodies in pattern 3, which is you want them to be in pattern 2. So like this method is going to work and make it more rearrangeable as you want it to be. So like let's say you have your kicks, your drums in pattern 5, but you want them to be in pattern 1. So like you can just hold the shift key and the command key, then click the up arrow key to move forward until it select to be pattern 1 like this. Shift command arrow, see it has moved to 3. Now it is in 2, it is in 1. So now you want to bring it back, you can just click the down arrow key. It is still in pattern 5. Now let's see the differences. Now you select the pattern 5, right? Now pattern 5 consists these 3. as you see it here, pattern 5. Now you want to put it in pattern 1 here. You want to make it be pattern 1. Shift, command, arrow up. Now it is in pattern 1. Now you select pattern 1 like this. Now it is in pattern as you can see. Now I click the channel rack. You can see it as pattern 1. So same as you want to make pattern 3 become the pattern 4. Now shift, command, arrow down, put it down here. So as you can see it here, you can see it pattern 1. So this is how you can arrange your patterns in the panel picker. Now let's say you want to duplicate a certain pattern, meaning you want to clone a certain pattern. Let's say you want to clone this pattern with these 3 hi-hats I just selected. So now to clone or duplicate it, you just hold the shift plus command plus C key. This will copy, which is also known as clone. It will clone the pattern. Like you hold it like this, shift command C. It has cloned, it has duplicated. Now it is 1 and 2. If you click now pattern 2, you watch, you will see this is the clone version, while this is the original version. So this is how you can duplicate a pattern you want to make it be the same. It is like clicking here, it is like pasting it here, right? Let me zoom. It is like pasting it here. You want to do duplication of this, you can also make it unique. This also stands for clone of the same pattern. Then now if I click make it unique, it will go in a tree form. You give me this, yes. Now it is in a tree form. Now you see one original version, the second clone version, then this is the make it unique. So all this do the same job, but like for the shortcut key method is the best. And to rename the pattern, like you want to rename pattern 2, pattern 1 or pattern 3. Now like selecting pattern 3 like this, you press the F2. This will give you the dialog to rename the pattern. This stands for, like now you can see the default renaming is pattern 3, which is the FS Studio default. So like if you don't want your pattern to be renamed this way, you want to give them a name, then you can just press F2 on the keyboard, then it will give you the dialog pattern frame to rename. So like this, you can just name GG, then press enter, or you press this correct mark to put it as enter like this. So you see, so like same work for the F4 as well. F4 as well can give you the same dialog file like this. Then you can rename it again, just as just did it with the F2. Then you can also give it a color by clicking here. Then you choose the color you want. Then you press enter, or you click the accept here. Like compare the F2 can rename the exact pattern, like pattern 2 or pattern 3, as we have did it previously. For the F4, when you click F4, this one will execute a new pattern, will apply a new pattern. Then this new pattern, it is what F4 is going to render. As you also will click this pattern 5. Then now let's click again the F4 and see. It added pattern 6 here. This is what F4 do. And for the F2, when you click the F2 to rename a pattern, it actually remains the exact pattern. Like now we have click pattern 3, click F2, it's going to rename the exact pattern like this. As you see, pattern 3 has become EE, but F4 does not work like F2 because F4, this one will add a pattern of the same preset line with a new pattern set. Like now F4 is going to give F6. As you see before we have F5. As you see before we have pattern 5. So now it has added pattern 6. So now F4, this is what it render. So when you give it a color like this, you press the accept to input the color, then you rename it like this. You click this correct mark or you click the enter, it is going to render the new pattern it apply. So this is the work of F4. Does not actually apply at the exact pattern you select, which is the pattern 5. This execute a new one. So pattern F2 is the only key method that will actually apply the renaming pattern of itself that you selected. Okay guys, I hope you got this. So that was the days. So let's say you want to hidden the playlist frame. You can just click F5 to hidden it, then F5 will show it again. Then if you want to view the channel rack, you can just click the shortcut method, which is the F6. Then the channel rack will display. Then you can just go ahead and do what you want to do. Then F6 again will on display it. So same as for the piano rolls. So if you want to display the piano roll, you can just click F7, it will display. Then F7 again, it will on display it. So these are the majority shortcut method you need to know for the mainly working area net frames in the FL Studio. So let's say you want to view all the plugins, you want to access all the FL native plugins in the DAW, then F8 will do it for you like this. You click F8, it will do it for you. You see, these are all the plugins. So you can just select which one you want to use. Like let's say you want to use this one, just select it, then it will pop up here. So this is how you can access your plugins. You click the F8, it will display. Click F8 again on display it. So same as for the picker project, like you want to pick certain pattern, so you can just say command F8. You want to pick certain pattern plugins like kicks, clap, hi-hat, or maybe pattern 2, or you see, or maybe pattern 6, or maybe this. You click it like this, it will just take you direct to it. As you see, this one is highlighting. Let's do it again. Command F8 will give you the project picker. So now let's say we click pattern 3 here. As you can see, pattern 3, you click, it will highlight here. So this is how, if you want to pick a project, like another example like this, you can see all patterns, you can see all the channels, preset stuff or loops in the channel rack. You can see all of them. You can see the one who just opened it, one mark, then you can see all the snares, then the patterns you can see. Then if you want to see all, just highlight all here. You can see all of the projects in the picker, in the project picker. Then you can just select. Now let's say you want to select G. You see it highlights. So this is how you can select a project in the project picker. And another key method, like let's say you want to access the touchpad controller without using the mouse. The key method for that is Alt F7. This will display the touchpad controller. For example, like this, you hold the Alt, then you press the F7, it will display the touchpad controller. This is the touchpad where you can set your snare, your drum kicks, then to start creating your beats. Then you hold down again the Alt and the F7. This will disclose it as well. So this is what Alt plus F7 stands for. If like you don't want to use the mouse to access the touchpad controller and all of these other methods, you can just apply them to the keyboards to access them very quickly without hold on the mouse that's navigating from one place to another. You can just use the short keyboard method. Okay guys, to view the mixer, you can just click F9. This will display the mixer like this, then F9 again to on display the mixer as well. So these are the shortcut key method, and these are the most guys you need to know. So if you like the content, please don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is free, so at least you can have notification when you click the notification bell for any time I upload another content like this. So please subscribe. So let's say you want to do setting of your interface and the MIDI keyboard, and you actually want to use the short key method to go direct to a dialogues setting file, so you can set the interface. You can just click F10, it will take you there. You click F10 like this, it will give you the dialog frame as you see MIDI. Then you can just choose. For me, I use key 49, which is ls. Then select it like this. For me, as I use Mac, so I don't select like ASIO for all or whatever, because ASIO for all mostly is for Windows. So I can just select my interface, and I'm using Presonus Audio Box i2. So this is how you can access your interface settings dialog. Then you can also access the info, like if you have been working on the project maybe for an hour, it will display here the project as you see total time spent on it 5 minutes. Yeah, so you can see as you keep working on a project. So let's say you want to get into the info of the project directly without clicking the F10, then you will just click the control plus F11. This will display the info. The control on Mac, control, then you click F11. It takes you direct to the info here instead of MIDI or Audio. It takes you here. F10 will display the MIDI and the Audio section area for you to set up your interface. Control F11 gives you the info dialog directly. All of them are in the same category, but this will take you directly to the info. As you see now, it has been 6 minutes spent since you open the FL Studio frame. So this is how it is. Now let's say you want to close this browser file. where you can access your loops, presets, and some plugin. This where you can access your packs like this, drum, loops, legacy. You want to close this frame, you will just say Alt plus F8, it will close it. Then Alt again plus F8 will display it. So this is the browser section for all your loops, packs, and some of your keyboard presets. So as you see, close band, these are just some loops. Then we have the guitar section. These are presets you can just use, plugins you can just use. I could open this now to the channel like this. So it can play some nice sound for you. But since I don't connect my speaker to the interface, so you cannot hear the sound. So this is how you can close the browser file and open it. Now let's navigate to the playlist tools like the play, the record, the song, and the pattern mode, and the tools like for metronome, time set, keyboard typing. So now let's say you want to switch between the pattern mode and the song mode. Let's say here is the song mode in the playlist. The pattern modes mostly play the patterns in the channel rack here. Right? Now let's say you want to navigate to the playlist like this. So you can just click Alt plus L will switch from pattern mode to the song mode. As you see, the song mode has been highlighted. Now if you click again, Alt plus L will switch to the pattern mode. So Alt plus L switch between the pattern modes and the song mode. So like this, Alt again plus L, it has switched to the pattern. So now you click spacebar to play to stop it. Then you want to switch to the playlist frame song mode. Now you want to switch to the song mode so you can play those patterns in the playlist frame. So you can just hold again the Alt plus L. So now it has taken you to the playlist pattern mode song. So you click space, you can just click stop, which is the space bar to stop it. So without using your arrow to click stop here or here. So let's say you want to, these things are switched off. You want to switch on the metronome, right? Now to switch on the metronome, to have a beep while creating, it is Command M. Command M, this will switch on the metronome like this. Metronome, it is this sound you hear. They can pop pop as you can hear it. So this is what the metronome is. Then if you want to switch it off, you can just click Command M. It will be switched off. Now let's say you want to count, record down before you start doing your bow. Then the Command P will highlight the countdown record. Then Command P will unhighlight it again. But this is mostly useful if you are alone in your studio, you don't have anyone who can click record for you, then you want to do vocal at the same time. So this is mostly useful. to be to put it on. So before you start doing the hooks, to count like 1 2 3, it is mostly useful. Then another key method is to switch on the computer keyboard key to reflect as piano notes when you type each one of them. So that tools is this one. This one will enable you to play notes from the computer keyboards, not the MIDI keyboard, but from the computer keyboard, according to my understanding. So when you click the command T, it will highlight it. Command T, highlight it like this. Then you have shoot it on, and it is good to be on. But sometimes maybe you want to use your computer keyboard to create some note, to create some melodies. It depends how smart you are. Then it is good like that. So also the blend record mode, like you have record in the track insert 1, then you want to record another vocal in the track insert 2, but you did not mute this track 1. Then once you do the record, it will blend it again, it will record it over and over again. So for that, if this command B it is on, it will overdo the record. If it is off, it will not overdo it. But mostly it is good to be on. It is good to be on like this. So I think these are the most useful. Then for this multi-link, sometimes me I don't put it on, and mostly when you open the FL Studio, it is not shown on. It is only in default. But like for this one, it is good to be on because this group the note. This group the note. So when you click the Shift Alt G, it will highlight it, and this are mostly good to be on. Mostly good to be on. Also like the metron need to be on. Then also this one, which is the control, start playing input. So command I, you put it on like this. Or sometimes I used to leave it off. Yeah. Or like these tools, they are mostly useful to be on. Like this. This is for loop recording. So let's say maybe you want to ease yourself or someone come for a quick chat, then you want to take a little workout from the studio, but you don't want to switch off the computer because you know you will come immediately. So for me, I see this idea, it is more great to reading the whole FL framework. So like you click the F11 like this, it will hidden, nobody will know it is there. Then F11 again, come and bring it. So guys, without much, I think this is what I have for you now. Then as we keep boosting the community, as we keep being together on this channel, then I think my next upload we will be talking more or dive in deep to the channel rack and the mixer. So how they connect. The channel rack, this is the channel rack, then this is the mixer. So my next video I will talk about how the channel rack and the mixer connect and how you can use some key method also, then how they connect, how you can interact with both of them, what is their use. So I think that will be my next video. And please, if you like the content, support, give me a like, give a subscribe. Let's go together.